Hello everybody, this is Ray and Cheryl from Southern Crossover Paranormal. And tonight, Hannah, who has went on some investigations with us, will be a part of this investigation. Ray and I were doing an investigation at a cemetery one night, and we were walking throughout the cemetery, and we carry. Because when you're out in the middle of nowhere, and when I say this, it is not the dead that scare me, but rather the living. There was a truck that had pulled up next to our van, and our van was not locked. And you have to understand, we carry a few $1,000s worth of equipment with us on each paranormal investigation. So we started walking back towards our van with our hands on our holster, and there happened to be these two women there that was looking for their father's grave. Apparently there was some strife between their father's wife and them as to where the father's wife had buried their father. So the four of us, because Hannah was not with us this evening, decided to sit down and talk about the situation. And the women had asked Ray and I both to see if we could reach out to their father. And when all was said and done, and we did what they asked us to do, they then invited us to do an investigation at the home that their father had died in. After our investigation at the home that night, which I think was 2 nights later after we had spoke with him at the cemetery, we had decided to return to that cemetery and go ahead and finish up the investigation that Ray and I had started that evening before they had pulled up. And the craziest sight, the craziest thing, I still cannot to this day get over it. Someone had went back and dug up the grave of where the father was thought to have been, or where his ashes was thought to have been buried. So what I'm going to do here is upload where the women had pulled up and we spoke with them and talked, see if we could hear from their father. And then when we returned, and then part of the investigation, when we returned from investigating their home and returned to the cemetery after investigating their home, and where I seen where they had dug it up. I will have their faces blurred and their voices disguised because I don't want them to get in any kind of trouble. So yeah, let's check it out, and thank you for watching. Is that the same truck that was... Come on, let's walk towards the vehicle though. Huh? Oh God. See him slowing down by our car. What is he doing? I'm recording the whole time. I got my hands on the gun. Yeah, here, shit. It's in here, hold on. He looks like he's getting around our car. Guys, this is what I've been asked why I carry. And this right here is what I carry. So I'm gonna record the whole way. He just stopped right by our car. And this is some of the stuff you put up with when you're doing this out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm recording right now. And he stopped right there by our vehicle. And he's seen our lights out here, so I don't know. We're gonna find out. But this is why I carry. because it's not the ghost I'm afraid of. It's the living. And I'm just wondering why he parked by our vehicle. Does it look like a law enforcement of any kind? And he just turned his vehicle off. So we're gonna find out who he is. Huh? And the license tag says hello, how are you doing? Okay, this will be blurred out and voices will be disguised through the whole thing. So I appreciate your patience with that to protect the identity of these women. Thank you.
Hello.
Hey. We just curious. We didn't know who it was. We come out here to find our daddy.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. We have a YouTube channel. We're paranormal investigators.
Okay. Well,
we mean no disrespect.
Okay. No.
We don't come here with
Maybe you can come help me find my daddy.
What's his name?
Well, no. I mean, we're trying to. My aunt called me this morning and told me.
Yeah. Let me smoke a quick.
My dad out here.
Okay. Well, let me smoke this cigarette, and if you want to try and communicate with him, I have every device you need.
Well, he played us, but he's not gonna have a thing on us.
We've been fighting for 8 years for him, and they wanted us to buy his cremains for $5,000.
What?
We didn't know it.
Yes.
But my aunt, because she had a problem with us, they got his cremains, and she come out here and buried them instead of them give to the kids and the grandkids. They didn't do that, so we just all found out.
So she
today.
texted me this morning and told me.
But there's no ground where it's.
Did
like,
she say what part of the cemetery?
Yeah, my lawyer told me to ask her nicely if she would get my dad back, but she said that she don't bury him.
And she couldn't tell you where?
No, she said, hey, Miss Hoover.
Sometimes I get an answer. I know y'all probably don't believe in that, but
Well, see, we went through. It's a long story, but we believe my dad was murdered. You know, he was going through a nasty divorce, and I found him dead that morning.
well, I'll tell you what. If we find them, we'll ask them. I have several devices and I've been doing this for a minute.
What do you do?
We're paranormal investigators. We have a YouTube channel.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's a coincidence that we show up. We both decided, I'm like, Killa, let's go out there. We pull up here, and then y'all are here.
Do you mind me recording? Do you mind? I won't put. I'm just.
You gotta have
Okay. Yeah, we're paranormal investigators. That's my husband Ray, and my name is Cheryl, and we've been doing this for a while.
But it's just a coincidence that we show up here and y'all are here.
That is.
I got goosebumps on me.
Oh,
And I'm shaking.
we do speak to spirits.
I'm shaking because it's like, this is normal how we come and y'all come, and my dad has not had closure. He was locked up in a vault
Yeah,
for
we'll
5 years at the courthouse. They locked him up in a vault. And his cremains
And he's right.
I think he's buried right here.
Do you?
If he's here,
I brought a shovel.
If
I was
he's
going
here,
to bury
he's
him.
on-
I was going to dig him up.
because he didn't want to.
We won't say nothing. I'll edit that out.
He's here. He's here every day.
He's going to call me up here like he did.
Kelly, would you please?
I'm telling you.
What? I'm gonna go. I told him I'm gonna smoke a cigarette. Let me smoke a cigarette. Let me get. No. You're fine. Let me get amped up. I gotta mentally prepare for it real quick.
Tammy, this has got to be
This
on
is too much, man.
I have my dowsing rods, my spirit box,
Kelly, this is crazy how they're out here with you.
and if you see our YouTube channel, you'll see that we have helped families. We have helped families before. So, but let me go smoke real quick.
She said, Kelly, put him aside on the day. I said, well, I don't want to put the headphones on.
But look, there's no fresh dirt.
So it's gonna be fresh dirt now.
She wouldn't tell me. She wouldn't tell me. I said, well, maybe she buried him. Look, Tam, pick the flower up.
That's what he said.
Tammy, look.
But that's in front
that
of
looks
them.
like a fresh spot right
Tammy.
there, dude.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
are you really?
She says they did not bury him on top of Uncle David.
Okay.
She says
That's
she
what I
buried
was
him
questioning. I mean, not that I mind, but
She says she buried him right here beside Uncle David, and we can put the headstone. Come right here
Well,
and
it's
put the
not Uncle
headstone.
David.
Yeah, that is
It
Uncle David.
That's not the headstone that I bought. I bought a headstone and I put it on the thing. I had it engraved. I had the back of his headstone will be sadly missed by all, and somebody took it all off.
What?
Somebody took it off.
You know, that's safe.
They took it off. I put on there. It was sadly missed by
If
nieces.
y'all only knew.
I'm so sorry.
We have been put to. Yeah, but you don't do
Yeah.
like that. That
Look,
was
I had
our
it.
daddy.
I paid for the headstone, and they come out here and they redone
Damn,
it.
that's gotta be.
He,
Look, you can tell where they redone it. Look, see where the thing is, where the glaze is. I put will be sadly missed. I paid for a headstone, and they redone it.
and what it said it will sadly be missed.
Sadly missed by nieces.
And they had it
great-nieces, and
redone?
nephews.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can see right here. Look,
Look,
they
see.
sprayed the black in it right here. Like
That is
name.
horrible.
Look, right here, they
Whoever,
scraped it all
when
off.
y'all
Daddy
see
has
this,
a
whoever
Satan
did this,
family.
y'all are wrong for that. That is wrong. You don't go doing that. When it
Yeah.
comes to family, y'all, this is where you draw the line. They should not be hiding bodies from you or being mean to you. It's when
But she
you
said
have
that
to
they
come
put it
together.
Junior's look out here, so he had to-
I'm
had
talking
to
to,
bury
and I
it
wasn't
right
talking
here.
to y'all. I was talking to
They
this.
had
Yeah.
They had to
y'all
bury it
know.
right here where all this
Tammy,
is.
I'm telling you.
This is where all this is missing.
Everything's there.
I brought a
I'm gonna go
shovel.
smoke real quick, ladies. Then I'm gonna.
Don't tell me
She's.
what I can't do.
She said she's. I'm gonna edit that
Let me
part.
see. We'll cover him back up.
Well, I think that we do him all.
I don't care. He's ours.
I'm gonna edit that part out. No, I'm not really. I'm not.
It's so like-
Well, if y'all start digging, I want to record it.
You're gonna get us in trouble because she's called
No. Nobody knows but us. Shut up.
And I'll be glad to edit it out. I'll edit that out. Or better yet, I can blur your faces and I can high pitch your voices on my editing thing.
That's what I'm talking about. If I had a little rod or something.
Yeah, let's do that. So we don't want to dig because then she's gonna think we come and dug him
I'm
up.
not kidding. It's not hers. Like, we hers from her to come out here. And up there because the dogs was barking and everything else. The little girl never stayed off from the house. Well, she brought her to the gym an overnight bag and give her her phone and told her to go stay with somebody. Well, that morning when I went to the door and he wasn't there, I kept calling his phone. He had ringtones always. She was very manipulating. She done lost 2 husbands, buried them, everything.
Did she have an insurance policy, a life insurance policy on him?
We don't know. We don't know if she did or not.
And it's hard. You can't just. Nobody's gonna give you that information.
So anyway, so that morning when I went back into the bedroom. Well, my phone rang and it was her, and we weren't talking because I'm like, what's this bitch doing calling my phone?
Right.
So when I answered the phone, I'm like, hello. She goes, your daddy's dead.
He's down here dead.
So I take off. I had my boxers on. I had my shorts in my hand. So I'm running. You know when you freak out, I threw my phone.
What the fuck?
So I threw my phone, right? So when I woke up, I swear to God above. So when I get down there, this is all the truth. When I get down there, she's smoking a cigarette, drinking coffee, talking on the phone. When I get into the bedroom, started doing CPR on him, which he was a corpse for 30 minutes. I'm begging people to help me. He had already started turning black, but after it was over with, my
light just went off, Ray. My light just turned off. Oh, okay.
So
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
my husband at the time said, did you notice the dog was gone? My dad had no outer bowel movement, like he had no urine, nothing on him. He was cleaned up. He had clean clothes on him. His shirt was tucked in. He was a 300-something pound man. He never wore his shirt tucked in, but it was like he was staged for his own funeral. And he was purple. Well, I'm like, all this, so I'm like, why didn't Dad call me if he was hurting or anything? So about a year later, we get called, we go to the sheriff's department and we start looking through the crime scene where all the little sticky tabs was. My dad's cell phone was hid in between the bathroom towels in the bathroom cabinet. She had hid his phone. Well, anyway, the phone was hid in between the bathroom towels and the bathroom cabinet. Everything in the house she had done taken out because she took it to her best friend's house to hide. Okay, well then after that, she kept calling the law. She kept drawing attention to us. Like the law was down our house, we had people down there grieving, and she kept calling the law. She wasn't crying or nothing, she just kept calling the law.
Oh, wait. Why was she calling the law?
Saying that we were trespassing, wanting everybody to leave my house. She told them that it was her property, which is my property. Well, when they were there, when they was getting the body, when they was moving my dad's body out, she told everybody needs to get off the property, the cops did, and go to their own houses and grieve. Miss Cuevas wants everybody off the property. You know how everybody offers their condolences? She didn't want anyone there. So everybody left and went to my house. Well, every 5 minutes, the law was coming. She kept calling 911. Yes. And
Well, wouldn't the police getting tired of this eventually?
Right, yeah, right. Well, they didn't see this. So anyway, so we set up a thing to go down the Sunday, and I said, look, we don't want to. We want to have our time with our dad. Let her go and have her time with Chad Reman. And I had a will. My dad left me 2 wills. He never gave her a will. They were going through divorce, and he said it in court. Well, when we get down to the funeral home, she comes saying, "You, and you, get out!" It's like they was all standing against the wall, waiting for us to get there. We live in the country up here.
She sounds like she absolutely has no class.
Right, so we had 30 minutes to get to Gulfport. We get down there, all the Gulfport PD shows up, and she runs everybody out. She tells him, I want him.
Oh, that was my speaker. I'm sorry.
She said, I want him. She said, I want him cremated.
Right.
Right when we walked out there, like she was in a hurry, like to hurry up and cremate him.
But I found somebody test the ashes, but
and so yeah, still live in the same place.
In the house.
Ashley,
my daughter's living there.
You know, we could come and do
Okay,
it.
but
He passed away from
that's where he passed away at in the room.
And trust
If
me,
he
every time
lived
I
there for a long time, if he
All
loved
his life.
wife, well, see, then that would be a place for to make a real
that would be
That's
to make a
what
connection with us, to spiritually make a connection with him. That would be
That's why every time I go in his house, he calls me back there. He pulls me back.
But
there.
he said,
And
but
she
you
thinks
know,
I'm crazy.
then afterwards, after she had him cremated, you know, she told him he wasn't allowed to go to the church that she was going to. So me and him started going back to our church, Hosanna Church.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was up there at the church putting on a show to all these people with her fake cries, and she wasn't even crying, didn't shed a tear. And I called and I said, look, my dad, I hear it's the will, my dad will not go up there. Well, I said, where's my dad? She almost hit the floor because it said she cremated him right after y'all left. That fast. She had him burn up. Like she didn't want us to know, you know what I'm saying?
But I did call North Carolina.
But
They were going to test
the
his
coroner in
Good,
St. Louis said
good.
my dad had blood coming down his eyes, and the coroner said that he died from asphyxiation.
Which is choking.
Yeah,
When I
somebody
went
turned
there
his
that morning,
oxygen
I was
off.
talking to him. He was steady crying. And
He had
was blood tears
Okay,
coming
so
out.
did you make a police report about the asphyxiation or whatever?
They
I guess
come
it'd be
there.
hard to prove anyway because
No, they came there.
They came there. ME number 1 and ME number 2 was
Our
notified. The
cousin was
coroner
United
never
States
came.
Marshal.
The coroner never came out to the house. The coroner never
how
came.
did your
Gary
father's
Harper's
body get to the?
ME number 1, ME number 2 was called. They brought him down there to Gary Hartgrove and her best friend, and her sister's husband were best friends.
And Gary Hargrove told my aunt that if Tammy didn't stop,
Shut up that I was gonna go to jail because my fingerprints was on on the CPAP machine. My dad's fingerprints wasn't on it, on the mask or nothing. It was all cleaned off. My fingerprints was on it, but I advised them. I removed it and started doing CPR.
All right, all
My
right.
fingerprints was the only one on it. Daddy's wasn't nowhere on it. So how did he put the machine?
So y'all weren't even there. I'm just trying to get this straight. And there's trying to people or someone is trying to say that you could be helped
Gary
get.
Hargrove said that if she didn't stop about Daddy,
Yeah, I
that she was gonna be number one suspect.
I want to have an
So
autopsy
wait,
done.
if you didn't stop bothering him, then all of a sudden you're going to be a number one suspect.
No, I'm
she
going
didn't
to
shut
jail.
up about the case.
I'm going to jail.
Oh, so okay, are you going to
If
jail?
she didn't shut up about Daddy being murdered, that she was going to be number one suspect.
Because my fingerprints.
And
was
his
on the
name is
mask.
Gary what?
Hargrove. He died.
Oh,
He passed
okay,
away.
okay.
But we talked to the coroner.
Well, he's answering for his discretions now. Then.
Yeah.
Hancock County coroner said that my dad died from asphyxiation because when we got there, blood kept pouring down the sides of his face. Like they had turned his machine off. They turned his machine off.
Just coming out of his. I had to get tissue.
See, she wanted
to
the house. She wanted everything, and my dad wouldn't give it to her. He told her she had to move out because he wanted a divorce. He was sick of
And he
her.
wanted his family.
And he wanted his family back. Well, he put $5,000 on her house in Wigan, and she wouldn't get out. That morning, they asked her where she was at. She had put a blow-up mattress in the living room on the floor, and they took pictures of the blow-up mattress in the floor. Now, my dad had unattended death, but her and her son there. She had a blow-up mattress on the floor. They had not been to bed all night long. Her hair is really thin, baby fine, and it was oily. He was dirty and sweaty. They had not even been to bed. They both was dirty, and she was on the phone. It gets better than that. When she called 911, the lady says, I listened to the call. The lady said, 911, what's your emergency? And she said, my husband's dead. And she said, ma'am, how do you know your husband's dead? She said, I felt him and he was just cold and I knew he was already gone. And that lady asked her who her name was. And she said, instead of giving her name, she said Brenda Cuevas. And so my cousin, which is the U.S. Federal Marshal, We all tried calling the number that she called from, and the number nobody answered on the phone.
It's a disconnected.
It's a disconnected number that she called 911 off of.
Is she residing in the house that your father wanted her out of? Okay.
Hell no, she
No.
I mean, don't kill her.
No, she's been fighting us for the house. My mom paid for the house, my mom and my dad.
Oh, she's fighting you for the house?
Yeah, she's been fighting for the house, trying to get everything. That like she's been doing since day one. Everything's always been about the house and about what she's gonna get. Her last husband, they found him mysteriously dead. She spent the night up at his house. They found him dead in his truck.
Was her son there too when that happened?
I don't know,
you don't know
where
Okay.
he was at, but she run down there when she found out he was dead and made herself power of attorney over him and sold his house and everything.
And
The
spent
kids,
the kids' money.
they spent the kids' money and everything.
Were they her kids too?
Yeah.
And her little boy was dating a black kid. She told him
We've
that
been
she'd
through
rather
hell with
see
her.
them 6 foot on
We've
her
been
than
in
know what
court.
happens.
We've been in court. My
He gets
cousin,
killed, she had to go and
my first cousin, which is a lawyer,
Mm-hmm.
was representing
not
her.
video this.
But I'm not. I am. But I need to. When I go over the evidence and stuff like that, hearing what you say and everything, and what I hear.
Don't people with me in there talking about
No.
No, but anyway, she when the
No.
cop, when
I
we
promise we're not going to humiliate you or.
when we went down there, we went down there for a year later to look at all the evidence, and they put it all on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes oxycodone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dad had just went to the doctor 2 days prior, and he had a whole strip of 120 oxycodone. Well, they were all empty in the bottles. She had took all the medicine bottles and everything that night, hauled it to her friend's house. And the reason I know this is because her friend tried doing her husband the same way, get him out of the picture. So they tried to say he tried messing with Charlotte, which is my dad. It was so bad, she tried bringing her granddaughter in and having my dad adopt her so her child would come into a child's part and get a check when my dad died.
Right.
So the daughter, her granddaughter went to her best friend's house and tried manipulating her husband, saying that he tried, the man's like 60-something years old, and he says sex never crosses his mind. But anyway, they tried to say that he tried touching her. Well, they kicked him out, wouldn't let him go back to his house. He's on 6 months probation. He's the one that started spilling the beans on him. I said, so you mean to tell me you knew all this was going on? You knew the day that we found my dad dead that Charlotte had been up there bringing everything out of his house all night long. He laid there dead.
And now that there's beef, there's strife and beef, you want to come out with the information, yeah.
Yeah, and Harrison County has not ever done nothing for us. We cry all the time. My dad was locked up in Harrison County Courthouse, and we've not ever got any justice. Harrison County has never done nothing for us.
Beat us as in
court, like the judge give her widow's pay on a house that my sisters own that they beat. My dad gave the girls a deed to the house because he knew. Well, when he married her, she tried to take the house back, and the judge told my dad, Mr. Cuevas, in front of her, Mr. Cuevas, that's if it would be anybody else besides your children, I would say yes. He said, but in the law, the states, that's like being an Indian giver. You cannot give your kids something and turn around and give it to your newlywed wife. It doesn't work like that.
No, it don't.
So it stands to wit in their favor. Well, he ruled in the favor. Well, she kept fighting. She kept going and getting attorneys, just kept fighting us in court, trying to win the house, like to show us. Like today, my phone died, but today she went on there. We haven't talked to her in probably, 2 or 3 years? She went on there. She got a thing from 7th Avenue, a magazine. It was in my mom's name. My mom just had open heart surgery, and she can't hardly see. But it come on there, Sharon Ladner and Tammy, you're so stupid, and why would you send stuff to my post office box? And I'm happily, after 8 years, y'all can't leave me alone. All kind of sick shit on Facebook. I work 12 and a half hours a day. I work at Comores at DuPont.
I investigated.
So, really, it's like, I don't even get service. I'm like, why won't she just leave us the fuck alone?
Right,
And
let
she
you
won't.
breathe.
It's a guilty conscience because she killed my dad and she didn't get the house. After killing him, she walked away and didn't get nothing. But she took all my dad's stuff and personal belongings that belonged to the kids, like guns and things like that. His truck that my mama bought and boat, she took it. Yeah.
So are we gonna get to hear that?
Knowing if he was alive, that wouldn't.
Okay, we just got back from an investigation, and we met these ladies 2 nights ago, and they want to know if their his ashes have been buried out here. And, well, I'm not gonna mention any names or nothing, but one of them was talking about digging the father up Okay? Well, we get out here after the investigation of their house and trying to contact their father and everything. We come back out here doing an investigation, and look, somebody literally came out here. I'm sorry. Oh shit. Okay, so somebody literally came out here. Oh my God. Somebody literally came out here and dug up. I hear some. Do you hear a skeeter or humming or something? I hear. Guy, I'm flat. I don't know what to say, but yeah, this was not like this. This was not like this after. This was not like this when we talked to these women. And now we sat right there, and it was. Oh my God. Let me just I'm not saying anything. I didn't all right. But oh, somebody patted it out. Somebody done patted it out. Okay. On the next upload, we will be investigating their home. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, everyone must cross over. Ray and I will see you on the other side, my friends. Good night.